Alright, hello. So this is how you do um, this problem. I'm just going to do number one. It's a minimization problem, and I'm going to show you how to do it in Excel. So first things first, we write down all of our left-hand stuff um, and our right-hand stuff. So what we're just putting here is just the coefficients and the right-hand side constants. So what we put, like 3x is just 3, 1y is just y, 1, 2, 3, 2. This side 23, 18, 34, 23, 18, 34. And then next what we put is I mean you can label these as like it's like sometimes plastics and finishing or whatever these things are. I'm just gonna label them like A, B, C or something for that. And then this one is going to be the um, it's either the profit or the cost. That's usually what he writes here, or cost, but I'm just going to write objective function because that makes more sense to me. But yeah, so it's going to be your objective function, which is 5x plus 6y. So we're just writing the coefficients again, 5 and 6. And then next is the, I guess what he calls like the modeling section, but basically this is going to be your decision variables here, and then next is your not your objective function but your objective. So it's going to be the actual amount of profit or cost that you incurred. So if I like highlight these, can I highlight these? Yeah. So these cells that are like yellow, oh, that's a really ugly color. Can I, you know what, it's fine. Just gonna make it yellow. I apologize in advance. But that's gonna be it for that. And then next is gonna be like the formulas, I guess. I don't know what to call it. I forget what he calls it, but you're gonna have left hand side, right hand side. And what you put here is like this stuff in formula version. So what you're gonna do is the left hand side is equal to um, your decision variable. Let me say it the other way. It's equal to this coefficient. So if I have like 5 of x, I forgot to label these. This is x and this is y for the decision variable. So if I have 5 of x, then for equation A, that's giving me like 15 because it's like 5 times 3 is 15, right? So it'd probably be easier if I had a label for this. Like if this is plastic and I said every unit of X costs 3 plastic, then it would be easy to imagine that 5 times 3 means 5 units is using 15 plastic. But anyway, so you're going to do this multiplied by this, right? Plus this multiplied by this, right? Because that's how much you're using of each one for equation A. And then you're just going to hit equals. It's 0 because we don't have anything yet, but that's fine. And then what you want to do is just drag it down. But let me just backtrack, because the reason that this is the biggest mistake people make, they didn't put the $sign on. Fuck. Okay, so they didn't put the $sign on. So what happens is I multiplied this cell by this, which is what I want. That's good. But then I multiplied this cell, which is what I want, by this cell. Because I dragged it down, this one went down, which is what I want, but this one also went down, and we don't want that. We want it to multiply here. We want this one to stay, we want this one to move. So the one we want to stay which was B12, we're gonna write $, $. And same with this C12 is also, we want that to stay. So we put $, before the letter and $, before the number. That's called an absolute reference in Excel, and it just means that no matter what, that value won't change when you're um, dragging out the formula. So now if, oh fuck this, okay. So now we have this, and if we just click it and drag it down, it replaces all the cells nicely with what we want. So these stay at B12, but these ones moved. And so that's going to be it for this side. And then on this side, it's really easy. He doesn't want you to type in the values manually though. He wants you to make a reference here, and then you drag it down like that, and it should copy as if you had clicked here and drag it down. It's the same thing. So that's cool. And then the last formula you're going to need is in the objective function, you need to actually set what the objective would be equal to. So the objective function right here is 5x plus 6y. So basically that's 5 times whatever your x is going to be plus 6 times whatever your y is going to be. So that's pretty much that, and then I think you're ready to click into Solver. If you don't have Solver here on the right like I do, then what you need to do is click File, Options, Add-ins. My Solver is at the top, but yours will be somewhere in here in Inactive, and then you'll click on Solver and you'll click Go. You click Go, and then this will be unchecked. You need to check it, and then you click OK. And then now you have your solver, so you click Solver, and I already did something on this page, so ignore this work, but just pretend this is all blank. What you're gonna do is you're gonna set your objective. You're gonna set your objective equal to what I labeled as objective. It's your total cost or total profit, and then you're going to, this would be on on max normally, but by default, but this is a min problem, so we're going to click min. Let me put it like here. And then by changing variable cells, this is the ones you're changing, also known as your decision variables. This is like how many units of x and how many units of y are we doing. So that's going to be these. So you're going to drag a box over the blank spaces that we left for the decision variables, and then we're going to put the constraints. So the super easy foolproof way of putting your constraints is just, we lined all of our left side up here and we lined up all of our right side here. So this is the left side, click and drag just like that, and then we click into here, right side, click and drag, and then what we were doing for this problem is greater than or equal to. So we click here and we change it to that, and then we just click OK. And then the last two things you need to do is make sure this box is checked. This just means it won't be negative. And then you need to change it would be on GRG nonlinear, but we change it to simplex LP like I had it. And then we click solve, and then we get this. He wants us to include like 2 of these reports. I forget which 2, but I'm just going to click to include all 3. And then we click OK. So we see we get the solution 8.5, just like I had here. And that will lead to an objective of 70, which means like whatever you did here with the units means you'll incur a cost of 70. So yeah.